Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Lana Belosh, and I will be your host for this session. Thank you for taking time and joining us today. Before we dive in, I'd like to cover a few housekeeping items to help you get the most out of this experience. Recording and slides. This webinar is being recorded, and you will be able to access the recording along with the presentation slides after the session. We will share the download link via email, so keep an eye on your inbox. Before we dive into the agenda, here is a quick reminder of who we are. Progression is a dedicated Dynamics 365 Microsoft partner. We have been helping businesses implement, support, and upgrade Dynamics 365 for ERP and CRM for many years now. So, okay, now moving into the agenda, as seen on the screen. The first one, platform updates plan, what's new and changed in the upcoming release. And we will conclude with a QA session. So feel free to submit your questions at any time using the chat or QA feature. And we are thrilled to have an excellent panel of speakers today. Who will share their insights and expertise with us. Peter Kulikov is a business architect and the head of department. He's one of the most open-minded and innovator experts in Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain Management. Also, he has his personal blog, and you can read this article if you are interested in it. So, and our second speaker is Anne. Anna is our bright consultant who has proven track of experience of enterprise customers as well as medium sector. So we're excited to have such diverse and knowledgeable group with us today. And let's go started. I would like to hand it over to Peter, who will introduce Microsoft release updates for this year.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Lana. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas holidays. Thank you for joining our session today. It's actually the second session in this new year, 2025. Maybe someone participated our session yesterday. It was dedicated to the same release, 10.42, but for supply chain management. And our today's session will be dedicated to the latest release for Dynamics 365 Finance. As you may know, Microsoft released update for Dynamics 365 at the end of 2024. It was scheduled to the Christmas Eve, actually, December 24th. And if you missed the overview of new features and enhancements for supply chain management, you can find the video of our webinar on my YouTube channel. Link will be available at the end of the presentation. So as you may see, platform update for the 2025 include two major releases in March and September, and one more not major in June, along as this release, which was available from December. This release is not marked as a major, but that doesn't mean that there won't be any interesting features and changes we would like to share with you today. We chose the most interesting and important to make an overview and a short demo of one of them. There will be new features in such areas as account receivable, general ledger, and cash and bank management. Now I'm giving the floor to my colleague, the financial expert, Anna, who prepared for you something very interesting, I'm sure. Please, Anna, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Peter. Hello, everyone. And let's start our changes review. In accounts receivable functionality, we have two new options. The first one, check the invoice number used. It allows you to control the behavior if the check for duplicate invoice numbers finds duplicates. 4 different options are available: accept duplicates, reject duplicates within a fiscal year, and warn in case of duplicates. The second parameter is enhanced performance for free text invoice posting. If this option is set to yes, it allows you to delay the accounting generation, and in this case, a user can start this process on the special page, document pending accounting generation. Peter, next slide, please. Next, 4 changes for cash and bank management module are available on feature management page. Changes 3, 4, and 5 are enhanced advanced bank reconciliation functionality. Let me remind you that the previous release added several new capabilities to this functionality, including generating and posting payment journal from reconciliation worksheet. A user can specify a payment type, whether a payment journal is a customer payment journal or a vendor payment journal. After that, the user can specify account, a vendor or a customer, a method of payment, financial dimensions, and the financial tax if it's necessary. And the last release added 2 new options, prepayment and posting profile, to the previous ones. Also, a user can configure these 2 options on reconciliation matching rule setup. Also, the last release added a default description for automatic payment journal posting. We can specify a default description by selecting a transaction type, language, and as we can see on the screen, we can type text in the text field, and we can use in this field several fixed and optional variables. As we can see on the screen, we can type %1, and the system will add a transaction date into the description field. And we can type %3, and the system will add a voucher into description, and so on. And also we can use optional variables that can be set in the middle of the page. We can specify reference table and reference field for the certain number of optional variables. Feature number 5 provides additional capability to mark and unmark all bank transactions as cleared. And feature number 6, merge payment schedule for customer and vendor transactions, allows you to merge earlier opened split transactions into single one to consolidate split open transactions after marking one of them as the primary payment. Next slide, please. And in general ledger, we have 2 new options: partial ledger settlement and the subledger to ledger out settlement. The second option is available after enabling the first one. If a partial ledger settlement is set to yes, debits no longer have to match credits when the ledger settlement is done. And when subledger to ledger out settlement option is set to yes, all new settlements in accounts payable and accounts receivable models are automatically settled in general ledger. And finally, the change number 9, financial tax defaulting rules, allows you to automatically set default values for financial tax. And I'm going to give you details how it works in several seconds. And now, change the slide, please. And now, a couple of words about the history of the question about financial tax. Financial tax are user-defined fields to track additional information on accounting entries. For example, for internal purposes. Usually, traditionally, a company uses such fields like description, financial dimensions, document number, and financial tax to track subledger information in a general ledger. And financial tags should be considered as an alternative to creating financial dimensions, but in contrast to financial dimensions, financial tags are used to track values that have no or little reusability. Some such types of subledger data like sales order number or purchase order number and other information like customer name and vendor name and so on. Financial tags are legal entity specific and can be defined up to 20 financial tags for each legal entity. And the financial tags are stored on accounting entries only and are not stored in any subledger tables like customer transactions table or vendor transactions table. And let me share in my screen. And go to General Ledger Financial Tags. Imagine a company wants to track next additional information on accounting entries. Imagine that a company uses vendor invoice journal to register incoming invoices and wants to track the following information: vendor name and vendor group, purchase number, for example, in external system, who approved the invoice, whether the approver is from finance department or not. And for this purpose, a company uses approved by finance financial tag with a custom list type and with two tag values, finance department and not finance department. And imagine that the company wants to mark invoices with cartridges, and for this purpose, the company uses office suppliers financial tag with a custom list type and with two tag values, cartridges, and others. All tags are activated in the legal entity. And the financial tags are implemented in general ledger and fixed asset and leasing journals, customer and vendor payment journals, vendor invoice journal, and sales order and purchase order documents. The method of entering financial tag values resembles the method of entering ledger account by using financial dimensions. Go to accounts payable. I duplicate this tab and go to accounts payable, invoice journal. Click New to create a new batch of journals. Select AP Invoice Journal, and we can see Financial Tags tab. And on this tab, we can specify tag values for all financial tags that are defined and that are activated in this legal entity. These tag values are applied to each new journal line, but can be overridden if it's necessary. Before the last release, all financial tag values must be entered manually only. If a transaction contained a vendor's name was not used as a vendor name tag value from master data by default, because master data doesn't contain default tag values. So the main goal of this new feature, defaulting rules, financial tag defaulting rules, is to automatically set default values for financial tags. It streamlines process, ensuring consistency and efficiency of transaction tagging. And the second, it allows you to realize some logic. And return back to General Ledger and go to financial tag rules. Financial tag rules are supported for the following entity in the system. For general journal, allocation journal, reporting currency adjustment journal, and vendor invoice journal. Some of these rules have a system rule mark. It means that these rules are automatically created for the system purpose. Name is automatically specified during the creating new financial tag rule. Transaction entry point it's a journal or document where data is entered. Transaction level, it's a level where financial tags are located. It can be the header. It's a up-level table that traditionally has one set of financial tag values for all lines. And as we can see on the screen, a general journal, for example, has financial tags for both, for account and for offset account. And in this case, the system copies financial tag values from the header to account tag values and from the account tag values to offset account tag values. Target, it's a tag that we want to set, and the financial tag rules can be enabled or disabled. To create a new financial tag rule, click New. And we can specify transaction entry point, for example, vendor invoice journal, transaction level, for example, account, and the target that we want to set. This rule runs when the record is created and when the record is saved. So if the override existing value option is set to yes, it means that all tag values that the system or users previously set are overwritten. Further, we can see two tabs, formulate conditions, and we can write conditions for this rule by using PowerFX language, but it's not necessarily because this feature has the rule builder on the conditions tab. We can specify the certain fields to build sets of conditions and outcomes to populate the target tag value. So we can click drop down when, and we can see the predefined list of values. It depends on the entity that is set as a transaction entry point for this rule. And we can see account and offset account fields, account dimensions and offset account dimensions, voucher posting profile, and so on. And a little deeper, such fields like vendor account and vendor group and vendor name, fixed asset account group and name and the customer group and name. Operator is a list of the standard operators in the system, and the set target value too. It's the same list of values plus two values. We can set custom text and we can leave a current value. So we can see in the system 5 custom financial tag rules. When the name is defined from account type, when the group has the same logic, is defined from account type, approved by tag is defined from approved field, approved by finance rule has a little more complicated logic. We can write, depends on approved by, we can write two conditions. If approved by is equal to Trace Jane or Charlie Carson, the system will define this tag value as a finance department. In other cases, the system will define this tag as not finance department. And the office suppliers has the same logic, but this tag value depends on journal description. If journal description ends with cartridges, then we insert a custom text cartridges. In other cases, we insert custom text others. All financial tag rules are enabled. And we are going ahead. Now I'm going to show you how it works. Return back to invoice journal and specify purchase number in external system, for example, 777. And after that, click lines. we can see that the system created a new line for this journal. And from the header of this journal, the system inserted financial tag value, purchase number, for the account tag fields. And as we can see, to offset account tag fields, we can see that the system defined purchase number from the account tag fields. Approved by finance is equal to not finance department, and office suppliers is equal to others, because there are no approver and there is no description in this line. We are going ahead and let's specify transaction date, December. Now I'm going to specify account. It's our vendor. And as we can see in this line, system defined vendor name and vendor group tag values. After that, we have to specify invoice number and invoice date. Type the description, for example, laser cartridges. And let's define credit field. For example, credit is equal to 100. After that, let's specify financial dimension for offset account department, for example, IT department. And we can see that the system defined other tag values, vendor name from financial tags of account, and vendor group from financial tags of account. And the office suppliers is defined as cartridges according to our description. Go to invoice tab and let's specify approved by. For example, let it be Teresa Jane. And we remember that Teresa Jane belongs to finance department. Select this field and return back to the list tab and save the record. And we can see the results. The system defined the remaining tag values approved by Teresa Jane and approved by finance department. After that, we can correct these tag values if it's necessary, because there are no any rules as financial dimensions have. After that, we can post journal. Wait for a moment, please. And operation completed, and we can see voucher. On this level, all financial tag values are in separate columns. So these values can be sorted and filtered if it's necessary. And go to trial balance, general ledger trial balance. Select from date and to date, select financial dimension set, and click calculate balances. And after that, set filter by the account 606. So financial tag values are not part of the dimension sets. And we are looking at the trial balance. We can't get summarized transactions, summarized balances of transactions per tag values. But we can drill down to closing balance. And we get the detailed transactions. And on this level, all financial tag values are shown in separate columns. And these detailed transactions can be exported to Excel. And in Excel, we can summarize transactions per tag values if it's necessary. And finally, there is a functionality to copy financial tech rules, return back to rules. To copy, we should mark one record or more records and click copy button. Two different options are available. Copy financial tech rules within the same legal entity across compatible transaction types, and copy financial tech rules to other legal entity if financial techs are defined and activated in those legal entities. Click copy within the same legal entity. The wizard is run, and this wizard consists of two steps. In the first step, we can select the transaction types to copy, and after that, review results. Select the second option, copy to other legal entity. And this wizard consists of three steps. In the first step, we can define destination, in other words, legal entities to copy financial tech rules. In the second step, we can map financial tech names if there is the discrepancy between financial tech names in different legal entities. And after that, review results and click OK, and the system will copy selected financial tech rules to the other legal entities. Thank you for your patience. That's all for today, and I stop sharing.
Thank you, Anna, for such a long and detailed explanation of what will be in the upcoming update. So now we continue with our presentation, and I'd like to take control. Yes. And if you'd like to connect with one of our speakers, Peter, it will be you. Everybody can scan this QR code and simply text your questions directly to Peter in LinkedIn profile, and he will answer, and he will be happy to